Hi, so you want to know what happens after death. So let me tell you a simple speculative philosophy in 5 minutes. Now, this is based on the Indian philosophy. As you know, the Indian philosophy is based on the concept of birth and rebirth and karma and the cyclical concept of time. What distinguishes Indian philosophy, or let's say Sanatana Dharma, from even science or any other scientific research about philosophy where they join it up, is the concept of infinity. So when you put in infinity, you just cannot make formulas. So just keep that in mind. So things become a bit understandable to you. So the Indian concept of life and death is based upon a cycle. So we are born into this world, and we see and interact through our senses and perception. Now, I've taken a diagram from the internet, and this is just a very basic diagram that you can see. Uh, so we see and interact into the environment through the senses that we have and our perception, and we react to it. And once we react, an emotion comes out. Okay, our perception of the interpretation of that event. So it can be a happy event, it can be a sad event. So we have pain or we have happiness, and then we will then likewise give a reaction back, and that reaction will have another reaction to the person we are dealing with or to the event that we are reacting to, and the cycle goes on. Now a point comes in time where you say, okay, I've done so much in my life and I've still not achieved what I wanted to achieve. So you say, no, this lifetime is not enough for me, and I am going to need one more life to finish what I had wanted to do in this life. It could be your legacy. You wanted to build a better legacy for yourself. So you said, this is not enough. All these things have happened to me. I've had so many struggles. These were my reactions, and I need some more time on this earth. So basically, what happens is that the more you are attached to these worldly ideas, the illusion of life that is, the more you're going to come back into this life. What is the main concept of Hindu philosophy is that to become one with the Creator, right? You have to go back to from what you were made of, right? So you dissolve into the universe and you then come back into human life where all this illusion is created. Now the more you're attached to worldly things, that I want this, I want that, they say that desire is the main cause of sorrows in human beings. So you have less wants, and then you'll be much happier. If you can do without an air conditioner, then you'll be happy in whatever weather it will be. But if you want to say, I want a AC, I'm not getting an air conditioner, you start feeling hot, then it's going to be more difficult for you. So the more you are attached towards this earth, towards this worldly life, the less you are going to dissolve into the universe. So this is just an idea of mine that when a human being leaves his body, he leaves, he dissipates or dissolves into the universe, and we know that the whole universe is made up of particles. So, and the more you're attached to these worldly things, the more of you will be left onto this earth, right? So do good to others. I know it sounds very cheesy and very run of the mill, that is the thing. So the good things that you do, you will get less reaction which is negative in your life. So so do work that is helpful to the others, and the ultimate goal is to dissolve into the universe without having any wants or needs left, and with happiness that yes, now it's enough. I have achieved what I wanted to achieve. These were my expectations, and I've got all of it, And this is how it's going to be. I now don't want to be in this form anymore. I want to reach the ultimate uh, goal, that is to meet with the creator, and that is to get into the infinite expanse that is there, the infinite consciousness that is there. All right. So to every action there is a reaction. So you have the karma, and the more karma you have, the more things you will need to do to, finish off all the excess baggage and all, things that remain unfolded and open for you to do. So you get born again into this life, and you are then stuck in this cycle, which you are being born, and then you live your life, then you have still something left, then again you dissolve into the universe, and some of your desires are still attached to the world, so you form yourself again, and you come back into this life again to finish what you had started. So the best thing is to be happy what you have, and understand that the ultimate bliss is not to have any problem, is to be in the expanse of this universe. Now if we move to the next slide, I have quoted from the Isha Upanishads. This is how they described our Vedic texts from the Vedas. This is the Upanishad. uh, they talk about Vidya and Avidya. So let me just read it. So after leaving their bodies, they who have killed the self go to the worlds of the asuras, covered with blinding ignorance. They enter into blind darkness who worship avidya, that is ignorance and delusion. They fall, as it were, into greater darkness who worship vidya, the knowledge. By vidya one end is attained, by avidya another. Thus we have heard from the wise men who taught us this. He who knows at the same time both vidya and avidya crosses over death by avidya and attains immortality through vidya. So that you have to kill yourself, which is more selfish. So self is selfish, so I want this, I want that. And once you let go of this I want, you it's easier for you to just exist in the moment and in the present. So those who do not understand the illusion that is there, that is stopping you from understanding that the destiny of all soul is to merge with the great creator, that person will be ignorant, that there will be avidya. And those who understand this, they will have the knowledge. So the ultimate task is to reach that point from avidya to vidya. You know, the knowledge that this is just temporary, this is an illusion. You, even if you have $1 billion in this life and the most successful person in this world, once you finish off your time in this life, you are not going to go with all of this. And then what else do you have left in this world to do? There might be something still left to do. Maybe you have not been kind to your parents, perhaps. So that is still something you have, that remains in your life. So you again come back into this world, and then you're stuck again in the cycles. So when man conducts actions attached to worldly desires, he gets caught into the world and cannot transcend to the infinity. Conditions of heaven and hell are therefore temporary, and then you come back into this life again. The only hell is the absence of knowledge of the true self or soul that is eternal. If you cling on to the flesh body, you are bound to suffer the consequences of your past actions. If you surrender to the ultimate reality and to the Creator, you can cross the line of material plane and become one with the universe. Right? So you have no pain, you have no problems. Once you are with the universe, you are infinite and you have expanded into this world. And what else do you want to become so huge, a part of such a huge ocean of knowledge, the huge consciousness that is there in the cosmos? You will thus not feel the pain that life throws to you again and again. You will not suffer the struggle. Therefore, the concept of compassion to others and kindness, because you don't want negative attachments onto you, is important. So, if you're kind to others, you're kind to yourself in the other way, right? So you want the same thing back to yourself. You don't want negative karma inside of no negative thoughts inside or doings which will remain in your mind. I was mean to that person. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, things like that. So it is easier to face death when you surrender to the creator, because you go willingly, because you have finished your job. So this was just some speculative 5-6 minutes of philosophy, Indian philosophy for you. Let me know if you like this method of understanding philosophy. I'll make more such videos. So see you next time. Bye bye.